Hi, how you doing? I'm Sarah from The Upcoming. So lovely to chat to you.
Nice to talk to you too, Sarah.
So maybe we could just kick off for people who don't know anything about the resort. How would you introduce it? What can people expect if they're thinking about watching it?
Um, it's just a fun movie to go, cuddle up with somebody in the dark and watch it, and you're gonna. It's like, I know a lot of people are quarantined and stuff, and it's like it's a nice travel adventurous movie to like experience. So yeah, it's and there's scary moments in it.
And where, because obviously you wrote the film as well as directed, where did the idea come from? I believe, this is a real resort that you actually went and filmed at, that even
Yeah.
stories about being haunted and all the rest. So, how did you even find it, and how did that then lead to making this film?
Well, yeah, pretty much exactly that. We were in Hawaii, and I was with Will Meldman, the producer, and we were there on the property. And I said, wow, look at this abandoned resort. Like, that looks amazing. Like, that would be the perfect location for a scary movie. And so we got to end up, some of the locals, we got access to it, and we were able to take like a little like tour through it, explore through it. And as we were going through it, it was just so creepy and scary. I was like, we have to make a movie here. Like, I don't care what the story is. It's just like, we got to do something. And they told me that there was actual like scary, like some of the ex-workers at the resort when he was working would see like actual um, ghosts and stuff at night. Like in the ballroom, there was a lot of different specific rooms had it's like little stories and stuff. And I was like, come on, that's not real. And they're like, no, it's very much so real. Like, that guy used to be the chef. He could tell you it's real. I was like, oh my gosh. So yeah, a lot of the story came from the location itself. And it was just too good to pass up, especially because they were going to demolish the resort in like 3 or 4 months. So we had very short time to make things happen.
And when you were going around it, did you almost feel like, like the kids in the film, where you're like, oh, we're going to be there all cynical and skeptical, and then we might actually see a ghost or something creepy might happen? Like, what was the experience
Oh,
of shooting there?
oh yeah, just walking around it, yeah, 100. And especially when we went to go film, we were staying at the house that we were staying at, like our producing team. We were on property, like probably I don't know, uh, I mean, a few hundred yards or so from the actual resort on the property. So it shared the same ground, and it was definitely like it was just scary because there's like nothing else around. And at night it would get dark, and it's just like you're there almost by yourself. It's like really crazy, and you look up and you see all the empty rooms at night, and very, very, very eerie and creepy. So yeah, so
Quite freaky. And I was just when I was watching it, I almost had the feeling like I was watching kind of like a retro horror, like maybe one of the teen horrors, that I grew up watching like in the 90s. But then of course, like the idea of it being kind of this isolated hotel, like maybe you've got hints there of The Shining or things like that. So I was just wondering, do you take inspiration from other films, whether in the genre or outside the genre?
I can see how definitely like The Shining may have some sort of correlations, but actually I really so 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 it's weird. I have a love-hate relationship with horror films. So I actually don't really like them because they're scary, but like because they're scary, it makes it fun. So then I kind of like them. I don't know. But yeah, no. I think this was like I mean, yeah, pulling inspiration from other films before probably, um, but more so like all the inspiration is coming from the location itself, 100%, and a lot of the local stories. So Hawaiians are very spiritual and 100% believe in this stuff. Whereas I am kind of like, are you like, I believe that it can be possible, so I respect it. And yeah, they told us that we needed to have a Hawaiian priest come bless the property before we shoot. And I was like, what? And they're like, yeah, it's like really serious. Of course we didn't, because we ran out of time, but it ended up working out good. So yeah.
Will any of the locals see it, do you think? They might even be more freaked out.
I don't know. They maybe. I think hopefully they appreciate it for what it is. I mean, yeah. Hopefully they don't. I think anyone watching this, they shouldn't take it too serious, and it's just like it's a fun movie. So it's just a fun movie. Yeah. Get a little scared. So, yeah.
And I always think, obviously, without going too much away or anything, but you kind of have a lot of fun with the kind of the costume and the makeup. You know, I've seen things before about, you know, going back to sort of like old horror films, you know, like the insane lengths they'll go to create like things that genuinely look very scary. Is that kind of like somewhere you can get quite creative, actually?
Yeah, I mean the our team did an amazing job with all the prosthetics and all the makeup and everything. I mean, they did incredible work. I mean, they made stuff look gory, they made stuff look scary and just crazy. And yeah, I'm sure they all had a lot of fun on it. So
Yeah. And what about your cast? You put together, you know, a brilliant you know, four central characters, which kind of all have a slightly different kind of role to play, if you like. So how did you assemble these four actors to star in the film?
yeah, no, the cast was great. We didn't have too much time, so it was really kind of reaching out to people that we knew and that we thought, okay, I think you guys are going to be great for this. And when is the movie? When do we? So basically, hey, can you be in the movie? And pack your bags because we're leaving in a week, type thing. It's like crazy. So yeah, but they all ended up doing a pretty good job. So
Yeah. And, you know, what about kind of, I was thinking about making a film, putting out a film at this moment in time, we're in the middle of a pandemic, you know, hopefully things are opening soon, but we're still very much stuck in it. Just the thought of like traveling to such an exotic place as Hawaii, and then also the idea that people are going to be watching this film, you know, from their sofas most likely rather than in movie theaters. So, you know, how does that all play out for you, having to put a film out at this moment in time?
I think, yeah, I mean, I think it's actually kind of perfect timing in a weird way. It's kind of a way for people to travel without having to actually travel. And so in that sense, it's like kind of perfect timing, I guess. But yeah, it's definitely an adventurous travel horror film. So I think people watching it from their homes will enjoy it.
Mm. And in some ways, although you don't have the audiences that you might otherwise have in cinemas, actually, because people are at home, they're looking for that escape, aren't they? They're looking for new things to watch. So in some ways, it's maybe there's been a positive side to, you know, people being locked down for the cinema industry.
Yeah, especially for like a movie like this where it's scary. Like I watched it last night and I turned up the volume and everything, and you know the lights were off in the house and it was just the screen. And there's times where I would like turn behind me and I don't know what it was. I would just get scared, thinking that something was standing behind me or something. So maybe watching it from your house, a movie like this, instead of a theater, is a little bit better of an experience because it's like you're there by yourself essentially, or with some other people, but like it's not packed. It's not a packed theater, so maybe it's a better experience. I don't know.
Yeah. And then, you know, have you already got your eye on your next projects? Are you working on anything else yet, or, you know, is it yet to be seen?
Lots of different projects happening. As far as a feature movie goes, I'm I've been inspired to not do a horror film, but like the next movie is probably going to be more of a fun, adventurous comedy action film type, just a fun movie, like a really fun, not scary, because scary, I think I'm going to set that aside for a while.
Recover from this one and then
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I don't know what you mean by.
Lots of sleepless nights for sure.
And do you also do work with Jamie Foxx, is that right?
Yes, yeah, we do a lot together. He's incredible. He's the best at every. Yeah, he's just the most talented person in the world. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So
And so, you know, if people do eventually get to see it, what do you hope that people will take away from your film finally?
I hope they don't take it too seriously, and I hope that they don't spend too much time criticizing things, because I know I'll tend to do that on film sometimes. And I think that if they just go into it and like they're looking for just a fun time, just like go into it, have a couple of drinks, and watch it, and enjoy it, and then I think that's the best way to go and watch it. Just
Mhm.
like knowing that, okay, let's just go get a little scared, and that's it.
Mm.
Yeah.
The other
So.
thing that I was thinking made me think of like other old school horror films is also, you know, the last woman standing thing. Like I remember reading some stuff about that a long time ago. There's like that's almost like the archetype in a horror film that, you know, it's like the teenage girl, last one standing. Is that something else that you also wanted to, you know, reference in a way?
I don't know if I was going for that, but I think it just naturally like it played out this way to yeah, because it's like we need someone to tell a story what happened, but we also need the friends to die.
Mm.
And was I'm not sure if I don't know if we're supposed to like at what story points I should be talking about because I don't want to give it away, but yeah.
Yeah. Brilliant. Well, I hope people get a chance to see it, whether from home or when the, you know, theaters eventually reopen, hopefully this summer. But thank you so much for sharing all that with us.
Yeah, of
And
course.
great to chat to you. Thanks so much, Taylor.
Thank you, Sarah. Nice talking to you.